Hi everyone. This is an introductory lecture of nursing research for the master course students at Nam Dinh University of Nursing, Nam Dinh City, Vietnam from April 29, the year 2017. Meaning of research. Research comprises creative work undertaken on a systematic basis in order to increase the stock of knowledge, including knowledge of humans, culture, and society, and the use of this stock of knowledge to devise new applications. It is used to establish or confirm facts, reaffirm results of previous work, solve new or existing problems, support theorems, or develop new theories. The primary purpose of basic research are documentation, discovery, interpretation, or the research and development of methods and systems for the advancement of human knowledge. Approaches to research depend on epistemologies, which vary considerably both within and between humanities and sciences. There are many forms of research: scientific, humanities, artistic, economic, social, business, marketing, practitioner research, life, technologies, etc., and of course, nursing. Research types and research question. A research question is the fundamental core of research project, study, or review of literature. It focuses the study, determines the methodology, and guides all stages of inquiry, analysis, and reporting. Specifying your research question is one of the first methodological steps you have to take when preparing your research. The research question must be accurately and clearly defined. Choosing a research question is the central element of both quantitative and qualitative research, and in some cases it may precede construction of the conceptual framework of study. In all cases, it makes the theoretical assumptions in the framework more explicit. Most of all, it indicates that you want to know most and first. You then carry out your research necessary to answer your research question. When your research is complete and you know the probable answer to the research question, writing up can begin. In research reports, papers, the answer to the question is normally given in summary in the introduction. Then I'll talk about types of research and research question. The research question serves two purposes. One, it determines where and what kind of research the researcher will be looking for. And two, it defines the specific objectives the study or paper will address. Therefore, you, as a researcher, must first identify the types of research, qualitative, quantitative, or mixed, before you develop your research question. In case of qualitative study, a qualitative study seeks to learn why or how, so your research must be directed at determining the what, why, and how of the research topic. Therefore, when crafting a research question for a qualitative study, you will need to ask a why or how question about the topic. For example, how did the community health centers successfully started and continued its new health promotion program. Here is Creswell's example of a script for a qualitative research central question. How or what is the story or meaning or theory for in case of quantitative study? A quantitative study seeks to learn what, where, or when, so your research must be directed at determining the what, where, or when the research topic. Therefore, when crafting a research question for a quantitative study, you will need to ask a what, where, or when question about the topic. For example, what is the central tendency of patients' quality of life during their stay in the hospital? When should the health center start its new home visit program for communities? Unlike a qualitative study, a quantitative study is mathematical analysis of research topic, so your research will consist of numbers and statistics. Here is Creswell's example of a script for quantitative research question. Does something explain the relationship between A and B, controlling for the effect of something? Quantitative studies also fall into two categories. First, correlational studies. A correlational study is non-experimental, requiring the researcher to research relationships without manipulating or randomly selecting the subjects of their research. The research question for a correlational study may look like this. What is the relationship between long-distance commuters and eating disorders? And second, experimental studies. An experimental study is experimental in that it requires the researcher to manipulate and randomly select the subjects of their research. The research question for an experimental study may look like this. Does the consumption of fast food lead to eating disorders? Then, in case of mixed study, a mixed study integrates both qualitative and quantitative studies, so the researcher's research must be directed at determining the why or how and the what, where, or when of the research topic. Therefore, you will need to craft research questions for each inquiry. A typical study may be expected to have between 1 and 6 research questions. Once you have determined the type of study to be used and the specific objectives the paper will address, you must also consider whether your research question passes the So What test. The So What test means the researcher must construct evidence to convince the audience why the research is expected to add new or useful knowledge to the literature.